What's up, everybody? So, I wanted to get on here for a minute and talk about the highly publicized, extremely popular overnight YouTube celebrity, if you will, Chris Crocker. And I have talked to Chris for a little over a year. Nothing like to where I can say I know him any better than any of you do, but just touching base a little bit on where he comes from and how his videos are made and the message he tries to send across. And one thing that's really bothering me as I'm looking at his videos now and reading y'all's comments on them now that you finally discovered him is the way that other homosexuals are saying that Chris Crocker gives the homosexual community a bad name. And that's just really funny to hear because that Chris Crocker is the least thing us homosexuals need to worry about giving us a bad name. I'll tell you what gives homosexuality a bad name. And to put it quite frankly, ugly homosexuals give homosexuality a bad name. Plain and simple, shallow as it may sound, it's the truth. And let me tell you where I came to that discovery. Ugly, coke using, drug using, throw all my clothes off and paint myself in body glitter and dance under disco lights while I'm taking ecstasy. Those are the homosexuals that give homosexuality a bad name. And that's the truth. The ones that get in their cesspool of ugliness and drugs and have big, huge sexual experiences with each other and pass around God knows what diseases that we've never even heard of. That's what gives homosexuality a bad name. It's the homosexuals that are so down and depressed on themselves because they're gay and nobody will accept them, so the only easy way out is to just go do drugs and have sex with lots of people to make up for the inner hurt in which I feel. That's what gives homosexuality a bad name. A man who has found an outlet to express his opinions and what he goes through an artistic method such as Chris Crocker using YouTube. That's not giving us a bad name. I'll tell you that the people like Fox News and everybody who commentates on this Britney video Chris made, followed by negativity like, is that a guy or is it a girl? Now that's not helping us at all. I'll give you that, because they're just throwing America back into a right-wing, overly conservative nation, which we are not. They're trying to turn back the time 20 years. That's not going to happen. Those people help, yes, but to blame Chris Crocker solely as giving us a bad name, you're wrong. Because you probably watched the video and then went out to the club and did your little nasty with God knows who and caught God know what, and that's what gave us a bad name. The ones that don't have a job, or the ones that flip burgers and don't make a career for themselves and stand for nothing, that's what gives us a bad name. But you need to back off of Chris because he's not your biggest problem. You need to look inside yourself because that's the big problem. If you want homosexuality to advance any more past the level in which it is now, you need to I understand that you like to have fun. We all like to have our fun. But you need to have it in moderation. And you don't need to go crazy. And you don't need to turn psycho. And you need to watch about who you put your woohoo in before you do it, because that's going to give you a bad name. And that'll ultimately cost you your life. And then you won't even have a name to stand for. So be careful. Okay? Thank you.